You'll never hear anyone visiting Yosemite Mariposa County say, "There's nothing to do today." In fact, there's such an abundance of things to do in Yosemite. It's famed for its tall sequoia trees and majestic waterfalls. Yosemite National Park is one of the most beautiful vacation spots in the U.S. Perfect for thrilling outdoor adventures, this park also offers unique natural wonders and cultural experiences. There's a reason Yosemite is featured so much on screensavers. The landscapes there are jaw-droppingly gorgeous, and nature enthusiasts will be in heaven. Enjoy the stunning views by climbing, camping, hiking, or driving. The most unmissable spots include the famous Yosemite Falls, Half Dome, El Capitan, and Glacier Point. Dorothy Lake is a glacier lake in the northern tip of the park, and it's home to the stunning Crystal Caverns. These hidden attractions are filled with dazzling quartz, and you'll barely see any tourists there. Bring a headlamp and a map for the hike. So hit the subscribe button and keep watching to get best guide of top attractions and activities in Yosemite National Park. Attraction 1. Yosemite Falls. Tumbling over a granite wall and pounding the rocks at the base of the cliff, Yosemite Falls is one of the most memorable and striking features in Yosemite Valley. Repeatedly popping into view over treetops and around corners as you drive through the valley, the falls look different from every angle, and it's impossible to take your eyes off. You don't have to hike or even get out of your car to appreciate this waterfall, but the most complete view, and one of the best views, of the falls is from the start of the Yosemite Falls hike along the non-handicapped route on the left side of the river. You can walk right to the base of the falls with minimal effort and feel the mist sweeping over you. Another outstanding perspective is from the picnic side at the swing bridge. Attraction 2. Half Dome. Half Dome is one of Yosemite's most famous sites and particularly well known in the climbing world for being one of the first big climbs. This granite icon looks much different depending on the angle you are viewing it from. Looking up at the sheer rock face from the valley, the enormity of the wall is obvious, and you can appreciate why climbers have been drawn here. You can also see Half Dome in the distance from tunnel view, but the best place to view it is from the lookout at Glacier Point. From here, you get a true picture of the rock, how it looms over the valley, and how much higher it stands than the surrounding mountains. The dome shape is clearly evident, and you can easily see why it's called Half Dome. Attraction 3. El Capitan. Legendary among climbers, El Capitan is a 3,000-foot sheer rock face on the north side of Yosemite Valley. Although it may not seem like it, El Capitan is actually 1,000 feet higher than the face of Half Dome. El Capitan gained interest with the free solo climb of Alex Honnold in June of 2017 and the Academy Award-winning documentary film, Free Solo. He became the first person to climb El Capitan without ropes and completely unaided. The climb took 3 hours and 56 minutes. From the tunnel view lookout, El Capitan is the massive cliff on the left side of the valley, standing notably higher than everything else in view from this vantage point. You can see the wall as you drive through the valley, but many people stop and view it or photograph it from El Capitan Meadow off the north drive through Yosemite Valley. Since this is a one-way road, it's best to view it on your way out of the valley. At certain times of day, rangers set up in the meadow and offer talks on El Capitan. Attraction 4. Tunnel View. The most classic view of Yosemite Valley is from tunnel view. This vista, which will feel very familiar to most visitors, stretches out to El Capitan on the left, Bridalveil Fall on the right, Half Dome in the distance, and also takes in the lush valley at the base of the huge granite walls. Although it's an incredible sight at any time of day, in the morning, the walls are mostly in shadow. The best time to appreciate this scene is in the afternoon, when the walls are bathed in sunlight. The parking area is just beyond the tunnel as you enter Yosemite Valley from Wawona Road. If you are heading out to Glacier Point from the valley, you will pass tunnel view just before you enter the tunnel. Attraction 5. Glacier Point. A drive through Yosemite Valley generally entails looking up to see the sights. Glacier Point, at an elevation of more than 7,200 feet, gives you the grand view over the entire valley, as well as many other sights beyond, and provides a whole new perspective. This is one of the most incredible views in Yosemite National Park and is an absolute must-see sight. The drive from Yosemite Village to Glacier Point takes about an hour, but you'll also find hikes and other lookouts in the area worth exploring. 4-mile trail hike runs from Glacier Point down 3,200 feet to Yosemite Valley, coming out near Sentinel Rock. Despite the name, the trail is almost 5 miles. It's also a steep grade and in relatively poor condition. Not far from Glacier Point, Washburn Point is an equally spectacular lookout with incredible views over Vernal Fall. Attraction 6. Bridalveil Fall. Another classic site in Yosemite National Park is Bridalveil Fall, on the south side of Yosemite Valley. This is an easy waterfall to reach on foot, with a short trail that will take you right to the base. From here, you can feel the spray hitting you and hear the pounding water as it crashes on the boulders. From tunnel view, you can get a good look at the falls from a higher vantage point. Attraction 7. Hiking. It's hard to imagine visiting Yosemite without hitting some of the best hiking trails. The park has a full range of hikes, from quick and easy, including some with wheelchair-accessible paths, to full-day or multi-day hikes. The most popular trails involve hiking to waterfalls or out to high overlooks, but you can also hike to alpine lakes and meadows. The shorter and easier trails in the valley are always the busiest, but it is possible to escape the crowds if you tackle some of the longer hikes or those with more elevation gain. Hikes along the Tioga Road are also less busy, but only accessible in summer. One of the park's most well-known hikes is the Hike Up Half Dome, a huge day hike with 4,800 feet of elevation gain and an open section with cables. Easier, more family-friendly hikes include Mirror Lakes, the hike to the Vernal Fall footbridge, and beyond the footbridge to the Mist Trail. In summer, when the Tioga Road is open, you can hike through some beautiful alpine scenery. Also seasonal, but usually with a longer season, the Sentinel Dome and Taft Point hikes along the Glacier Road are popular sunset trails. Attraction 8. Climbing. Yosemite is the most famous rock climbing destination in the United States, and for many climbers, it is the pinnacle of their climbing careers. Half Dome and El Capitan have been luring climbers for decades. Climbing legends and leaders in the sport, like Royal Robbins, Warren Harding, Jim Bridwell, and Alex Honnold, all made names for themselves on Yosemite's walls. Camp 4 Campground, the place where climbers have been pitching their tents since the 1950s, is listed on the National Register of Historic Places for its significance in the sport of climbing. It's hard to imagine another location so closely associated with the sport of climbing. Rock climbing is still as popular as ever in Yosemite, even more so since the release of the documentary film Free Solo, following Alex Honnold's historic free solo climb of El Capitan in June of 2017. Attraction 9. Tioga Road. The stunning alpine scenery along Tioga Road, Highway 120, running in an east-west direction through Yosemite, is a wonderful place for summer hiking and camping. Wildflowers bloom in the open meadows, and pristine lakes reflect the mountain peaks. Due to the elevation, this road is only open in the summer, and it opens later than Glacier Point Road. At the east entrance to the park is Tioga Pass, with an elevation of 9,945 feet. Highlights along here include the views from Olmsted Point and Tenaya Lake and the surrounding hiking trails. Near Tuolumne Meadows, you can hike to Lembert Dome and walk up the swooping back side of the dome. Attraction 10. Camping. Tourists, families, and climbers have been camping in Yosemite for decades. It's a great way to experience the park, and it allows you to wake up on location, ready for a day of exploration or hiking. The park has some excellent campgrounds to choose from. The most popular campgrounds for visitors are North Pines, Upper Pines, and Lower Pines. Climbers head to the infamous Camp 4. It's also possible to rent tents and cabins at Curry Village. If you have your heart set on camping, but can't get a campsite in the park, you can find a few good campgrounds or RV parks outside the gates. Attraction 11. Yosemite Museum and Indian Village. While most people only think of Yosemite's natural wonders, The Sierra Nevada region in and around Yosemite has been inhabited for more than 3,000 years. You can learn all about the first peoples of the valley at the Yosemite Museum and Indian Village. The museum displays artifacts, and docents are on hand to give demonstrations and answer questions. Behind the building are some bark-covered dwellings built in the traditional style used by the Miwok people who once lived in the area, as well as their later Euro-American style buildings. The museum is free and conveniently located in Yosemite Village. Attraction 12. Biking. Families looking for things to do in Yosemite may want to consider some easy bike riding. In addition to biking on the roads, the park offers 12 miles of paved paths. One of the most popular areas for casual biking is along the paved service road on the north side of the river, which leads to Mirror Lake. Many people walk this stretch, but you can easily bike into the start of the lake and walk the final short portion to the upper section of the lake. Another loop, east of Curry Village, formerly known as Half Dome Village, skirts the Upper Pines campground and runs past the trailhead for Vernal Fall Nevada Fall and the John Muir Trail. This road is only open to bikes, pedestrians, shuttle buses, and wheelchair transporting vehicles. Bicycle rentals are available at Curry Village. Attraction 13. Ansel Adams Gallery. Although Ansel Adams' photography went far beyond Yosemite, his name and works are closely associated with this park, where he created many famous images. His powerful black and white images of Half Dome, Yosemite Valley, and Jeffrey Pine are some of his most well-known works. This small gallery makes an interesting stop if you are in Yosemite Village. Even if you are not looking to buy a piece of art, you may be inspired to create your own masterpieces after seeing some of the artwork on display in this store. The shop sells Ansel Adams' original photos, reproductions, posters, books, and more. Attraction 14. Water activities. 3 types of water activities are allowed in Yosemite National Park. At first, swimming. Besides the outdoor pools available to the public during summer at Curry Village and Yosemite Valley Lodge, swimming is generally permitted in all bodies of water in the park. There are some exceptions, however, where swimming is prohibited. Check out the Yosemite Park website to know prohibited places and other information. Site link given below in description. Swimming in the Merced River is a popular way to cool off, but help protect the river by entering and exiting only on sandy beaches. Swimming in rivers is not without hazards, including swift currents, cold water, and hazards within the river, for example is fallen tree. Second water activity is boating and rafting. Rafting along the Merced River is popular during summer. You can rent a raft or bring your own. Other non-motorized vessels, such as kayaks, are also permitted. Kayaking is a popular way to enjoy the calm waters of Tenaya Lake. Every person must have a personal flotation device immediately available for each occupant of the raft boat. More experienced boaters with appropriate equipment have additional opportunities along the Merced and Tuolumne rivers. Third is fishing. Fishing regulations for Yosemite National Park follow those set by the state of California, including the requirement that people 16 or older have a valid California fishing license. The season for stream and river fishing begins on the last Saturday in April and continues through November 15. All lakes and reservoirs are open to fishing year-round. Attraction 15. Stargazing. Yosemite National Park, miles from the nearest city lights, has a very dark night sky that makes it a great place to look at the stars. Bring along a star chart and look for constellations, or look through binoculars at some of our planetary neighbors. In June, July, and August, amateur astronomers often set up telescopes at Glacier Point on Saturdays, and astronomy walks or talks may also be offered in Yosemite Valley, Tuolumne Meadows, and Wawona. In addition to these 15, you can enjoy many more here, such as horseback riding and stock use, birdwatching, picnicking, art and photography, wilderness and auto touring. Now we are at the end. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think by leaving me a comment. I love to hear from you. So, make a trip plan to Yosemite without wasting time and share your experiences with us. Thanks for watching so far.